Hello, this is episode fucking 20 of Cringe Crew Music Podcast. We finally know what number we're on, and all the episodes on YouTube are uploading. Hell yeah, dude. Anyway, as is typical for every episode, every 10th episode, Ted is here. The exception being that one time. That was Ted playing Steve's double.
I was fake Steven, yeah.
He was fake Steven. Steven turned off his camera and has fucked everything. It is fixed now. We're good. Okay, anyway.
See, I have the reptilian in place of me right now. That's my Skinwalker brother.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. Anyway, albums this week. Eiffel 65's Europop, 3 Days Grace 1X, the Neon Genesis Evangelion soundtrack, and the Blackest Beautiful by letlive. So, Eiffel 65. My sister introduced this album to me when I was a wee lad, and I used to listen to it religiously. And I took pride in the fact that I knew songs by Eiffel 65 that weren't the song that literally everyone on the planet knows, which is Blue. And I was like, I felt some pride in knowing, haha, I know more songs by this band than you.
Mike is that guy.
I'm that guy.
Mike was that guy. You should have known him in high school. It was pretty great.
But anyway, I can safely say, years later, that despite the fact that this album sounds like it came out in 1999, it is still a fucking jam, dude. Every single track on this album, fantastic. There's an entire song about the PlayStation 1, incredible. I have nothing bad to say about this album. It's great. It's perfect.
Machine wee woo noise make my brain happy.
That was descriptive. I look, it wasn't my thing, but it was good. Like, it just was not a style that I found myself like able to enjoy. If I heard it out at like a bar somewhere, I would have been thrilled because like it's got energy to it. It sounds good. Like, to sit still and listen to it for the purpose of listening to it felt really out of place for me.
I feel like
good,
genuinely the way to make you happy, Ted, is to just involve anything with alcohol, and you're set, man.
This
my
is
only hobby.
This is true.
You find out you knocked a girl up, she buys you a pint of whiskey, you're great.
Listen, it's my only hobby. It's all I do.
You're like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm a dad now. It's like, weren't 10 minutes ago you trying to ghost on me? Yeah, but you bought me whiskey, and now I'm all for this dad shit.
I don't know if it's that serious, but you're not far, I'm thinking.
Yeah, this is I enjoy Eiffel 65. I enjoy their I like electronic, so I like them. I've always found the lead vocalist, his fucking I've always found his voice to be really fucking nasally.
Yeah.
And it shows like a fuck ton in this album, and I haven't listened to, I don't think, any of these songs in probably over a decade by now. So hearing any of these songs that wasn't Blue, I was like, oh yeah, this is what these guys sound like, and it's not Blue.
Yeah.
But it's a good electronic album. I like it.
Yo.
Oh man. Steven's camera turning off and back on as Mike tries to change the graphics is my favorite meme every 10 weeks.
Wait, what?
You keep turning your camera
use your
off,
phone.
and then it switches where your placement is in Discord, so I have to move the names every time it happens.
And every single time, the moment Mike moves a name, your camera comes back on. Every single time. It happens every 10 weeks. It's my favorite joke in the world.
Hold on. I know how to remedy this situation. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to fix it. Hold on. And I'm going to add a question mark at the end.
Oh god.
Steven question.
There you go.
Perfect. Flawless fix.
100%. And my phone is falling. That's cool. Hello, Jacob. Welcome to the Cringe Crew podcast.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Mike just goes, sorry.
Apology accepted.
All right.
So whoever
What do we
wants to
got
go
next?
next, then.
All
right.
So I picked an album specifically designed to bore Mike, because a while back he told me it would be impossible to bore him. So I picked an album with 3 notable things on it: 6 different versions of "Fly Me to the Moon," the Ava theme song, which you can happily bop to, and the rest of the music, which is okay.
Did she tell you she was on her way?
Yeah. So I've seen the anime Neon Genesis Evangelion. I've been meaning to rewatch it actually, and
You should watch the remakes.
You might wanna
I'll
just
I'll
check
get around to it. I see no reason to listen to this outside of you watching the show, because no one is listening to this entire thing front to back casually. You're listening to this to listen to either Cruel Angel's Thesis or Fly Me to the Moon, and that's it. There's also the third track, Ray 1, which is the end theme for the Netflix version. You might be listening to that, but anything else? Why? Like, this was boring as Steven intended me to find it, I guess. And yeah, like, other than those maybe, what, 3, 4 notable songs, nobody remembers any songs from this anime. The soundtrack for this isn't noteworthy, really.
No, it's great. Fuck you.
I had 2 thoughts listening to the first through this album. The first thought was that every single song sounded like elevator music playing Dead Rising 2. And the second thing I thought about was that the people who listen to this casually are the same people that know every words to show tunes. Like, I'm questioning you now, Steven, if you also know all of the words to Wicked. Like, like, it's the same audience, except this one's animated. Like, I don't understand the purpose of listening to this on purpose.
Like,
Now,
If it happens
what
in the
I
show, it felt like it could fit, but just to listen to this because you want to listen to it feels so out of
there
place
there
and
are
horrible.
good and notable anime soundtracks that I will revisit. Like, I guess Naruto, for example, but it's the openings and the end theme, so maybe that not a good comparison. This is the songs that appear in each episode. I guess anime that come to mind, the Kill la Kill soundtrack. There are multiple tracks on that soundtrack that I go back to that are great, that I can listen to casually, and the Ava soundtrack just isn't one of them.
No, man, it's great. Why wouldn't you want to relive the sounds of string instruments playing while giant robots fight?
I'd rather listen to
'Cause the
that
fun part
while
is
the
the
giant
robots
robots are fighting.
Yeah, the fun part is the robots fighting. You're skipping out on the good part for crappy string instrumentals. It's like it
Bro,
just
everyone knows Ava's not really that good, man. Like, come
if you
on.
listen. Every single track, I was like, man, I think I've heard this in an elevator playing Dead Rising 2 in the Vegas Strip. Like every single one of them. None of them like it. Just listening to
Hey,
that on purpose. Just
you ever
why?
want to irritate an entire sect of weeaboos? Just say, man, Ava's not even that good, and watch your comment section explode with hate mail.
Yeah, don't insult Eva if you don't want people to hate you.
Either that, or say Inuyasha was trash, or Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop was trash.
You're speaking weeb to me. I don't understand. We can move on.
Yeah.
What a douche.
Yeah. I think the opening song or the first song the Evangelion opening I think is like one of the most recognizable like anime intros in anime outside of like maybe Bluebird and like 2 or 3 others. I'm going to have the theme song stuck in my head now for the next month and a half.
For sure.
And I'm probably going to listen to this fucking track every single time I think about it because this track is fucking addicting. Everything else was okay. It was good background music. I kind of forgot at like 3 different points in the album that I was listening to a OST, and I was like, "What the fuck am I listening to?" Oh yeah, that's right. So it's not bad. I enjoy it. It's good for those that are obsessed with the anime and just I don't know want something on in the background to listen to.
You know what? That's fair, because that's normally what I do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made the mistake of listening in my car on the drive today back from PA, and
I'm-
where like the only thing I was doing was driving and listening for the purpose of listening, and I hated every single second of it. Why on earth?
Yeah. See, I'm okay. I actually put this on too when I was in the car, and I'm able. This was an album that I can just zone out and like half not pay attention to, and I'm like, oh yeah, this album's playing, cool. I have other shit I can listen. I have so much other shit I
Yeah.
can listen to, but I'm like, eh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
wish
get
I
that,
had
though.
been listening to other shit. That's fine.
Yeah, I get it.
You want to go next, Conley?
Nah, I kind of want to save mine for last because I feel like mine's gonna be the mine's definitely the
Okay.
most controversial.
I have
Alright.
opinions. Let's
Oh,
get
I
it
know,
started.
I know you do.
I
Everyone
Alright.
does.
So I chose Let Live album. Conley had told me it feels like 3 years ago that he told me he was listening to the Fever 333 and how much he liked Jason Butler, and I kept telling him listen to Let Live. I don't know if he actually did it, but I picked Let Live because I was like, fuck you, you're doing it now. I'm forcing you. I really enjoyed this album. It's not my standard listen. It's a little chaotic, but I love the way that they change with tempos. I obviously love Jason Butler's voice. And then the storytelling that goes through it isn't necessarily like one cohesive story, but I think it has like really cool societal pieces and like the way his mental health deprived brain is interacting with like all of these life circumstances. And I just think it's a very artistic album, and I think it sounds really good. I like all of the pieces to it. I recognize that it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoyed it, and I got to make Conley listen to it finally, if he hadn't already. So mission
have
accomplished.
one word to describe this album.
Sure.
Angry. Why is it so angry? I did not like this. It's like Periphery if you put it through a cheese grater and then just amplified the guitar chords. And like it I don't even know that I would put it through a cheese grater because that would mean it would taint my cheese. And I don't want it to taint my cheese because I did not enjoy this at all.
It's like it sounds angry, and there's a lot of it that is, but like for the most part, it's like emotional more than angry. Like he's
Yeah,
bitter at the world, not it's not just rage filled. It's definitely chaotic, which gives the impression of angry, but it's very infrequently directly like I'm mad at this thing.
for sure.
But
I didn't care for it.
and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. So I was listening to this in the background while I played Halo earlier today, and initially I didn't care for this much. Like I didn't find anything memorable about it. Nothing really stood out to me. And then kind of in the second half, I stopped playing Halo and was actually listening to it, and I'm like, okay, this isn't terrible. This reminds me of Fever 333 a bit for a reason that you have just made apparent to me. But prior to that knowledge, I was like, this is like if you took the vocals from Periphery and mixed it with Fever 333. And now that you have enlightened me, it's the same guy, so that explains that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I hated it, but admittedly, I wasn't really paying attention to it for most of it. So nothing stood out for me. And even when I was like actually kind of paying attention to it, nothing stood out for me. I'd maybe give it like a 5 or a 6, I guess. Like I don't think it's bad, but
Understandable.
Yeah, I was thinking that when you picked it, I was like, oh, he finally, oh, that's what he's picking. I was like,
Yeah.
I've been talking about Fever and Butler multiple times, so I was like, huh, yeah. So yeah, you mentioned it that this is the band fronted by Jason, or his other band, his band before Fever that he fronted. Jason is a very politically charged person in general. His music is filled with political, his political ideologies and his political, points and standpoints and all that kind of stuff. So it's not surprising that even this stuff was also fairly angry. I mean, it's he credited, I think, as hardcore or punk. So I mean, I'm not super surprised. I personally fucking adore Jason Butler and his fucking voice. So, him alone, anything he's on, I just fucking love. I wasn't the biggest fan of the instrumentation on this album. It felt a little weirdly produced. I had to like go back to another album. I was like, are my headphones off? I was like, because it sounded like maybe some of the instruments weren't like tuned properly, or like they weren't. There was something that I was like, what the fuck
I
is
noticed
wrong?
something weird with the production too.
It sounded like a little muffled. It had points of
Yeah.
being a little bit muffled. And that was that was my only complaint, was slight muffled production, but other than that, I loved it.
Happened.
Oh, Steven's back.
Yeah. Yeah, they play a little bit with muting things or muffling things. Like especially well, see you, Steven. His voice, especially like towards the end. Like I know they do a whole lot of that muffling effect on purpose, but yeah, the production of it isn't great. And I recognize that, but I feel like it's more of the statement of the whole thing rather than the
It's definitely
the
more
music of it for me.
Yeah, it's Jason. It's not necessarily that I think it's bad, but it's sometimes his lyrics and his emotion are kind of the main point of the song.
Yeah.
Yep. Is good. Well, I guess that leaves my album.
Oh boy.
So I picked 3 Days Grace, or early 3 Days Grace. I picked their second album, 1X. Now it sounds like it's kind of controversial because, well, not to to be frank, they're a little bit edgy. And okay, you can let me finish. I was gonna say a little is kind of an understatement. They're kind of really edgy, and
an understatement?
they are. I don't know if you could. I don't know the best analogy. They are probably the edgiest band that I'd heard of since like early Hollywood Undead. It's pretty fucking edgy and like kind of cringy, and by kinda I mean really cringy. But I won't lie when I say that in 2006 when this album came out, I didn't fucking love and sing my fucking, I don't know, 12, 13-year-old heart out to every fucking song on this album. Because
all of us did.
Yeah, because I loved alt rock back then. There's a little bit of what's the word, like nostalgia for it.
I'll give you that one.
Edge-stalgia.
Yeah, edge-stalgia. Edge. They're definitely edgy and they're definitely cringy. Re-listening to some of the lyrics, all of what I'm saying is an understatement, so I'll just let you guys.
Pain without love, pain.
Yeah, Stallman, you unironically tell me to listen to Limp Bizkit, so fuck off.
Yeah,
and
Nickelback.
And Nickelback. Fuck off.
Okay, but that one song from the new Limp Bizkit album is kind of good, surprisingly.
Okay, fair, fine enough, but still, Stallman, go fuck yourself. Stallman, I want the next time you're on this album, that you're on this playlist, I have the perfect album for you, and you're gonna hate me for it, and I can't wait. Okay, sorry, Steven.
Yeah, so if I were to buy a knife, a brand new knife made from Damascus steel with the sharpest, finest hairline blade in the world, it still would not contain as much edge as this album. I have met Insane Clown Posse fans, juggalos, if you will, less edgy than this album is.
Ooh.
Listen, this album is what guys who only own tap-out shirts use to tell their girlfriend that they have a sensitive side. Okay, it's the album your mom listens to tell you that she's hardcore and she likes rock music too. Okay, because it's edgy. None of the lyrics mean anything. The instrumentals are stupid simple. It's just edge and bad.
Yeah.
That being said, I still enjoyed listening to it. Like there's like 4 songs that got radio play And like I enjoyed the ability that like I knew them. I felt like a 12-year-old edgelord again. Like I'm just very happy that I grew beyond the point where I understand this was good music. Like it's not good. It's
We've
not
moved
good.
on. We've
I,
moved on.
listening to this makes me feel like the kid who unironically wore an Akatsuki cloak to school.
It's
Oh, good Jesus.
And he would blast pain, or blast pain, and
Yeah,
pretend
like
he was pain,
Yep.
or wish he was Sasuke.
the
Mhm.
lyrics are just they're so bad, man. Like I used to love Riot. When Riot hit the
Yeah.
radio, I used to really enjoy it. But the whole thing is like, hey, other people are angry too. Let's start a riot. A riot. And just like that, and that's the whole thing. Like that's just supposed to be enough. Saying the words, like, all right, yeah, we're rioting. In the one song at the end, I forget the name of the song, but he literally he's saying that he's better off without somebody, which you have to assume is a middle school breakup, because
Yeah.
this is actually from Battle of the Bands from your suburban white hell. The like he actually says like I'm so much better off without you that I'm gonna go out, get drunk, and get in a fight. Like his idea of celebrating I don't have to deal with you anymore is genuinely getting punched in the face. There is so much edge, it hurts. It's so bad, but I still enjoyed listening to it.
This shit
won't do
was
it
so
again.
edgy. I was recircumcised.
I won't do it again. I won't do it again. But I'm
I
happy
don't-
we did it once.
Yeah. You have to have a throwback. You gotta just enjoy the bad shit every once in a while.
All right. So hold on. I have a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm furiously googling.
Furiously googling.
Masturbating.
That's the same as googling, Steven. Yes, definitely. He's got his camera on. You can see him. You can no.
All right.
Look,
So
man, I don't know. Mike might have a third hand hidden
Bro.
under the table.
you posted cringe, and we're going to lose subscriber. But anyway, I posted an image in the Discord that says, now that's what I call edgy, and that basically summarizes my thoughts on this. I won't lie, I did maybe like a couple of tracks by this band when I was younger, but obviously I've recognized that this is bad and have moved past it. I still going back and listening to this was painful, and I'm like, wow, this is like very shallow middle school edgy nonsense. Like, we thought this was cool. What
We did.
Mike, we used to listen to Mayday Parade, which I don't think is much better. So I mean,
I didn't. Maybe you did.
Hold on.
Yeah,
you definitely had a Mayday Parade hoodie.
Oh no, I did not.
Oh
Listen,
yes, you
Mayday
did.
Parade
I've
holds up.
literally never listened to this band. What the fuck are you talking about?
Mayday
wait,
Parade
so
slaps.
you had a Devil Wears Prada hoodie.
I had the Vans. I had the limited edition Devil Wears Prada Vans back in the day.
Go. So yeah, Mike was edgy once too. It's okay.
How does he
Colin. Don't
confuse
feel too
Mayday
bad.
Parade and the Devil Wears Prada? I'll never trust a Steven opinion ever again. Even if he's right about it, I won't do it.
Me says edgy emo screamo band is edgy. Ted, how
Have you ever
fucking
listened to
dare
Mayday
you.
Parade? Have you put 2 seconds of listening to Mayday Parade? I don't think the guy can spell scream. He's just too friendly and nice.
Yeah.
That's fair. But still. Edgy. So edgy.
I don't even think they're edgy.
Edgy.
I feel
They
like
are edgy.
Steven needs to listen to Mayday Parade and readdress that opinion. We're gonna leave
Oh
that alone.
god, Ted's gonna make me listen to Mayday Parade now.
I am now. Yeah. Yes, I am.
Ted's gonna be like, hey guys, I'm joining for the next episode. Here's my album.
Purely to make Steven listen to Mayday
Yep.
Parade.
Oh no, we'll
Yeah.
wait 10 episodes. Ted can
Okay.
hold a grudge. We'll remember.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Well then, I think that's all we got for the albums.
Yep.
I have more things to talk about. I would like to give a very brief review of seeing JPEG Mafia this past week. I don't know if Ted wants to stick around for this because
Ted-
I think you
Ted dips
mentioned
'cause
that you
it's
wanted to.
past. It's past bedtime. Yeah, I stayed up an extra half an hour for this because it's easier than having Steven reschedule.
All right. Well,
Thanks for having me. Love y'all. See y'all. Adios.
See you.
Peace.
All right, so now I get to do this and remove Tedward from the equation and scoot this over a little bit. So, Monday, saw JPEG Mafia. Was very, very excited for this show. His opener was this guy by the name of Z Loopers, who is part of the Bruiser Brigade collective that Danny Brown spearheads, which was very cool. I hadn't heard anything by this guy beforehand, but his voice is very similar to Danny's. And his instrumentals remind me of maybe some stuff off of Danny's album Atrocity Exhibition. It wasn't bad. It was a little chaotic, and not being familiar with his music beforehand, I couldn't really get into it. But I didn't hate it. It was good. So Peggy comes out, and before he comes out, they were playing bangers on the fucking house speakers. They were playing Doom. Just Doom nonstop, and then all of a sudden, Britney Spears, "Hit Me Baby One More Time," and and then Peggy comes out to that, and everyone obviously goes bonkers. The entire show, people were going nuts. So I start off kind of in the front, up against the wall, and then because everyone's going nuts, and basically it's an entire push pit, basically. I get shoved in at some point halfway in, and I just kind of am like, fuck it, I'm here now. And I, maybe for the first time, I had a lot of fun in an almost mosh pit. I had a good time. It was a magical show, for sure. So songs that Peggy played, mostly a lot of stuff off his new album, LP. Some older stuff off of Cornballs and Veteran. He did a Brockhampton cover where he came out into the crowd and basically had everyone make a circle. And he was like, all right, you guys go nuts around me, but I got to still do the song. Okay. So he's in the middle of the crowd doing this Brockhampton cover. And then at some point he decides to sing Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe, which was interesting. And yeah, it was like an overall good show. He played like, I don't know that I was like disappointed by any of his song choices. I kind of wish that he would have played I Can't Fucking Wait Until Morrissey Dies, because that song's fucking, it's fantastic. But the songs he did play were great, so I can't complain too much. Overall, really fun show. It was very magical. I had a good time. And they gave out free masks too. I don't know where mine went, but it has like the JP PlayStation logo and a little pixelated Peggy as like a boxer, cool. And it's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But anyway, if you guys don't have anything else, we can pick albums.
Okay. Yeah.
And I already know exactly what I'm picking.
I already know what I'm picking.
So I'm picking Immersion by Pendulum.
I'm picking. Okay. Well, how do you feel about Sean Paul?
I know that one song about temperature or something, and that's it.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, this is the album that's on. So.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't know any other songs by him except that one.
I don't know what I want to pick.
Y'all should have a random button.
I wish we did. It would make things so much easier for me specifically. Oh no. I'm gonna figure it out and post it in the chat later.
Okay, don't forget, please.
I will not. I will post it tonight.
All right, if I wake up tomorrow and it hasn't been posted, I'm going to fly to your house in 3 months and fight you.
It's that simple. I just have to not post for you to come down here again.
Look, I told you I'm coming down to see Tool with you in February. Did you forget?
You know, honestly, I might have.
Okay. Well, mark down on your calendar, because I have it on mine.
And also, Mike, what I will probably do is I'm going to Cash App you the money for the tickets, because I'm going to forget to buy them like a dumbass.
You're good. But mark it down on your calendar. February 5th, I will be there.
That I will be there as well, and we will commute.
Bet. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Well
I
then.
will talk to you later.